Hey, how's it going, Aaron? And Dr. Busaletto and whoever else is watching this video. My name is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. We are a local online marketing and SEO company here in the Springs. And I was tasked with doing this video analysis. I understand you talked to Taylor about doing a screencast for you. He also let me know that you don't currently have an SEO company. And so I'll go ahead and address that as well. In the video analysis, what I want to do is basically go over exactly what I can see as a search marketer that does this day in and day out. Go over some key metrics that I can see and get into a little bit of the nitty gritty, some of the keywords that you're currently ranking for, why you're ranking there, and what we need to do to get you ranked higher, and then how we go about doing that, all right? So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to your website overview and see what I can see. So right off the bat, I'm using a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a site and see kind of where you're at right now and that kind of thing. So right off the bat, what I can see is there has been some SEO work done in the past, not a lot of work done. The reason I can tell that is because of the fact that currently you're sitting at 22 live referring domains. The reason why I look at this first is because it's a very integral part of Google's current algorithm. The reason being, basically, a referring domain is any website out there on the internet that links back to your website by a hyperlink. So, for example, if there's a blog out there that's called thedentistblog.com, and they make a new blog post, and they mention your website in a new blog post, and they say, hey, if you're looking for the best dentist in Colorado Springs, check out www.mycoloradodentist.com, and then there'll be a link that links back to your site. So just in the fact that there's a link that links back to your site is actually tracked by Google, and Google uses that information to basically give you credit for every single time another website mentions your brand. So Google has a bunch of crawlers that crawl through the hundreds of millions of websites that are out there, and they look for these links. And so in Google's eyes, when you get a lot of these websites that are talking about your site and linking back to your site, it shows Google that you're the kind of website that other websites like to talk about, and you're the kind of websites that other websites like to refer their own visitors to, because they're basically like, hey, check out this practice, hey, check out this link, hey, check out this website. And so in Google's eyes, it means that the more of these you get, the more trustworthy, because if your website, if your practice wasn't trustworthy, you wouldn't get these links, right? And it also means that you're the kind of website that other websites are talking about, and it builds authority. And so in Google's eyes and Google's algorithm, it's like, okay, this website is being talked about more than other websites. Of course, we want to make sure that it's getting ranked higher than the other websites because it's just getting more mentions. It just has more authority and trust. And so that's why it's so important for us to be able to continue to build the website. And so basically, like, yeah, a referring domain is a website, and the backlink is the number of times these websites are linking back to your site. So it looks like you're at 22 at 56 live ones. We need to shoot for a lot closer to about, at minimum 100, ideally about 300 referring domains on about 1,000 to 3,000 backlinks. That's really going to shape you up as the authoritative site that gets you ranked higher than any of your competitors for the keywords we want to go after. Now, we are local here in the Springs, and so over the years, we've built influence in this area, and we've really established some relationships with people that are like in the news articles, like bloggers, web directories, and PR, where we can get you mentioned in these areas, and so that we can get more people in the local area talking about your service. And since we are local in the Springs, and since these are local websites and things like that, it really ties in relevancy to these websites that are linking back to your site, and it's a very powerful way of getting you ranked for these local terms, which is obviously good because you are a local business serving a local area. And so that's the kind of thing that we can do for you. And what I want to do next, now obviously this isn't all of SEO, right? It's just an integral part of it. There's so much more to SEO. It's just like a tip of the iceberg, but at least you're kind of have a general understanding of how SEO works, how the system works as well. All right. So the organic keywords tab basically shows us exactly where you currently rank for the various keywords you want to rank for, as well as some of the metrics behind those keywords. So you'll see right off the bat, alpine dentistry, you are ranked number 4 for that. That is both good and bad, because one, you are on the first page, but the bad news is you are on the 4th position, which means that there's 3 websites that are ranked higher than you for these kinds of keywords. And that is kind of a problem because alpine dentistry is your brand name, and if the person that searched up alpine dentistry accidentally clicks one of your 3 other people that's not your business or your brand, that's going to be an issue because they might go through that website for the next 5-10 minutes and like what they hear, and then when they're about to call you, they'll recognize it's like a number out of Wisconsin, and they'll be like, oh crap, last 5-10 minutes I've spent on a different business, and then they might get frustrated. They might not even go out of their way to try and find your site, and then you might lose business that way. And so you just want to make sure that you're front and center. That's probably one of our first goals that we're going to take on when if we were to bring you on as a client. Yeah, so kind of going down the list, dental implant SEO. So it looks like you have a big page in implants. So yeah, so right here, dental implants. So you're probably getting a lot of inquiries for implants currently because you're on the 6th and 4th position. Not on the coveted first spot, but you're definitely still on the first page, which means that you are getting traffic to these pages right here. And probably getting some inquiries and some contact forms and things like that. You know what I would recommend? Because this page actually gets a lot of traffic, I would recommend, okay, so you have a request appointment. I would make a quicker call to action on here. Like even right after here, I would be like a request an appointment now, or set up appointment now, or click here to call, or something like that. So that it's more clear, especially when people are on their phones, so that they can quickly fill out the form. So this one looks nice, but I don't know how it's going to flesh out, especially on the phone. So would recommend looking into that. So yeah, I mean, you can pause the video so you can see kind of where you're ranking for all these different keywords, emergency dental, all these things. If we were to bring you on as a client, the first thing I would do is kind of look at where you're ranking right now and see which ones you're getting already credit for, and then start making it so that you start ranking even higher for these ones, because you're already getting credit for these ones. And what we need to do is we need to make sure that we continue to do the SEO on these pages so that you can rank even higher and you start claiming the #1 spot, because that's where what gets the majority and the lion's share of the traffic, where people are searching for this kind of keyword and looking for this kind of service. And so we need to make sure that we do our keyword analysis and really just dive in and really do an analysis of your location, as well as what you're currently ranking for, and just kind of go from there, and then come up with the most optimal SEO plan of attack around those keyword sets, optimize those pages so that we can go after those similar kind of keywords. Because as you can see, dental implants Colorado Springs is different from dental implants Colorado Springs CO. And so we want to make sure that since it's the same page that's getting the credit for these similar keywords, we want to make sure that we optimize it for those similar group of keywords, because everyone has different vernacular and they're typing in different ways into Google. They could even be typing in Colorado Springs before dental implants, like this one right here, which is considered different as well. So we want to make sure we optimize it for that. And we're very good at what we do. There's good ways to do SEO. There's bad ways to do SEO. Sometimes the SEO tactics that might have worked 6 months ago, because the nature of Google's algorithm and constantly updating and changing, might not work today. But the fact that we're on top of SEO day in, day out, doing this every single day, just goes to show you that we are very knowledgeable in this field, and we practice what we preach, right? We actually go in there and we do the work, and we know what works and what doesn't work based on testing, what's working for our clients, what's not working for our clients, and we optimize everything around this process, and to make sure that you get ranked higher and ultimately bring you more business. Because at the end of the day, here at Mr. and Mrs. Leads, we understand that it's about actually getting you more business. It's not just about bringing you traffic. It's not about like getting you ranked higher. At the end of the day, the marketing budget, the dollars that you're spending to us has to make sense that you're getting more in return, or else there's no point in giving us the dollars. And we understand that. And that's actually a good segment for me to talk about why why I'm so confident when I talk about this and being able to provide you results, because of the nature of the business and the dichotomy of us as a marketer and you as our client. If we're not able to bring you results, if we're not able to bring results for our clients, we would not be in business. But the fact that we are continuing to grow and continue to thrive, and we have clients that are constantly bringing us referrals, just is kind of a testament to basically how we've been able to bring results for our clients, and how I know that we'd be able to bring results for you as well, right? And so I'm very confident in what we can do. I'm very sure about where you're at. This is a really good spot for us. I really want to bring you on as a client, because you're just at the cusp, where you're at the middle of the first page, at the bottom of the first page, and it just takes us that SEO work to get you on that first page and really optimize these pages, because the website itself looks great. You have all the elements on here. Now you just got to do the SEO. Now, the one thing I do want to recommend is actually have the doctor here. The reason being is it's one of those subconscious things where people have a subconscious kind of checklist, right? So, we want to see that you have a nice website, a good presentation. We want to make sure that you have good reviews. We want to make sure you have good info, and we want to see the face behind the business. And so because most people are going to be finding you through this home page, I highly recommend that you have your doctor's image somewhere in here rather than kind of like a generic image. Like these are good. These are good. So maybe even like below this, welcome to Alpine Dentistry, you could have an image here to the left-hand side of this right here and then be able to build it out there. Our team, that's great. About us. Meet the team. I would, you know what? To take this actually even a step further, I would have like a individual bios. You know, I honestly, I read that kind of stuff. And I know if I'm reading it, other people are reading it too. And so I want to be able to kind of see myself there, especially because dentistry is one of those things where there's a lot of face-to-face contact. I want to be able to see that, right? And if you want to really take it to the next level and do extra credit, you could even do like a, not even maybe like an image of you, maybe like a video where you're in front there and just kind of introducing yourself, or maybe even like kind of a video where like it shows you kind of interacting with the patient and doing something like that. That could be cool as well. One of the dentists that we work with currently, Woodman View Dentistry. Woodman Views Dentistry. We did this cool little video on here because we have a videographer and they signed up for the service. And we have like a drone right here that's going out, panning out on the actual office so people can really tie themselves and envision themselves being in there. And then we have our videographer going in there doing the screens and they can really see themselves on here. So see how catchy that is? And so that's the kind of thing that we could potentially do for your site as well. But besides that, like I said, I like the website. I like where you are at from an SEO standpoint. It's just a matter of just getting the ball rolling and really taking it just in the next level and bringing a lot more business through your website. All right. So hope at the very least you got some insight out of this. Well, would really love to talk to you further when you get a chance and just kind of go from there. All right. Hope you have a great rest of your day and week. And thank you.